So now I'm sitting with Jessica, who plays Jenna in Bachelorette production. So tell me about your character. You told me a little bit about her being a 5-year-old demanding girl. Where were some of the challenges you had portraying Jenna?
Definitely hanging out on the heavier side of the world. Yeah. And keeping the lightness and the comedy to it, because she's dark and broody and moody. And so there would be some rehearsals where all of a sudden it would be like the deep dark version, and Dave would be like, okay, I'm like, don't worry, I'm not going to do it like that. I'm not going to do it like that. Like, I'm going to find it. And because she's such a complex character, it was incorporating all of those layers and covering so that it stayed on the comedic side of things, and then having a moment where the darker sort of stuff would drop in on a line or two, and then coming back and just recovering from that, and like, you know, which is why it's so important, as any acting teacher and director like David Tomple will say, what are you doing in the scene, or what do you want, you know, what do you want from the character, what do you want, what's your outcome? And so always making it about who you're working with in that moment. It's not about you.
Yeah, I could see that being a little hard, especially because you're such a happy, like, I don't know you, but you've got such a nice personality going to that dark side, but at the same time, remembering that it's comedy, it sounds like it's quite a challenge in itself.
It was, yeah, I mean, it's fun, and, you know, it's life.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's all those things. And we do, as human beings in life, we cover all the time. We don't sit in grief or pain. You know, we're always covering. We never really know what's going on with somebody until we actually know. And then a lot of the time you're like, I had no idea that that's what was going on with you.
Yes.
We're really good actors.
We really are.
Yeah.
All of us.
Yeah.
So tell us, is there any funny stories that happened on set? I've heard already
there
quite
was
a few.
But
yeah, tell your own personal funny story that we'd love to hear.
You know, working with Lucy, who's was just whatever. I mean, like Dave was talking about the whole blowjob thing, and speech that I give, and one day I like really passively just sort of went blow it kisses, and then all of a sudden I look over and she's taken it to like, I don't know what was going on, and she was like, I'm gonna be your backup dancer, and I was like, it's our infomercial. So how to get the best blowjob right here with Jenna and Katie. Yeah, I was working with Lucy. I couldn't, but there were times when I couldn't look at her, and it was so hard because I made a choice to not look at her like I was saying, but I could feel it, and I was like, oh my god, stop it. And then you do this, like your mouth starts twitching and you're like this, and then Melissa Robertson, who played Regan, and it was the three of us in this scene, and I can see Melissa going like trying to start stop it. I'm like, oh my god, we're going down, and then all of a sudden it's like you hear this crash and we're all busting a gut laughing. And when I said that we were crying, it's because we were laughing so hard and trying to not corpse. And then Dave would start laughing. I mean, it was just this like downhill spiral, and I blame Lucy Guest for that. But you know, and then it was also just watching other people when you know I wasn't in all of the scenes, and listening to them and things that they were finding, and the language in this play is so amazing, and I love language, and I love listening to people's interpretations and how it comes out, their delivery of it and stuff. And so we just all, you know, it was like a party from the beginning, of course, with focus.
Of course. And drive.
And the way we started rehearsals was actually through doing table reads and like text analysis. And that was amazing too, to just even open up the floor for that discussion about these characters, about why they're saying what they're saying, where they're coming from, and all of our takes on it, and then input about each other's characters. I mean, it was a hoot.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah.
So tell me about wearing different hats as a producer and as one of the leading actors in this play. How did all that go down?
Good. I think it went well. I've produced 4 plays.
Oh,
4 or
wow.
5 plays.
So, okay, so you got the hang of it.
And then and I've produced my own. I wrote and produced a film last year, a short that I did.
Wow.
So I am comfortable with the producer hat. And it was awesome to work with Lucy and have a partner in crime that way, to collaborate and to also share the workload. Because it is. I mean, it is.
Yes.
It's a heavy duty job. And so that was great. And then also to have Dave, who's produced before, and we were collective. And so, you know, the actors did contribute to some thoughts and some of the creative and stuff like that. So it just, it was neat. Our promo video was a lot of fun. Lucy wrote the sketch for that. And being that, you know, she's got a strong comedic background and stuff, being at Groundlings in Second City, and I did a lot of the admin business side of, you know, like the behind the sort of scene stuff. We complemented each other, is what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
When the skills that I had, that she had, we complemented each other, and we kind of found this little jive and dance, and it worked all the way through. And we had the outcome of a really successful production. And not just because we sold out and we're standing room every night, like we've said several times.
Every night.
Every night. But also because it was the success of partnership and being able to work together and still be friends.
Well, that's an important one.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So, Jessica, what's next for you?
Well, I'm so glad you asked me that question. I'm going to Vancouver.
Okay.
For a holiday.
Okay. Just for holiday, though. You're coming back to Toronto.
I am coming back to Toronto.
Okay, we're happy to hear that.
Yeah. And then, you know, working on some creative projects of my own. I've written a few shorts. So I'm hoping to shoot those later this summer. And then working on my one-woman show, which I performed the first 10 minutes of.
Oh, wow.
At Red Sandcastle Theatre.
That's awesome.
Yeah, with Tracy Aaron Smith, who's the creator of solo theatre.
Okay.
My show's called Serious Mysterious, Not Your Average Child.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wait, say it again?
Serious Mysterious, Not Your Average Child.
And this is going to take place at...
In Toronto, I'm not sure where yet, but I'm hoping...
Keep us informed?
Yeah,
Yes.
I will for sure, but
Okay.
that's a few months away.
Okay.
Yeah, like 6 months
So
away.
it sounds like you're keeping yourself busy.
Yeah, keeping myself busy with my creative stuff, and then Lucy and I may be talking about something.
Okay, so I've asked these guys to keep us informed with what's going on next so that we could definitely, you know, check them out at either of their productions or events, or hopefully another remount of The Bachelorette.
Yes, and then there's that too.
Yes, of course, of course. Thank you so much, Jessica.
Thank you.
And best of luck to you.
Thank you.